Nowadays, it is quite unusual to come across a traffic intersection which does not have signs in place to manage the traffic across the intersection. However, in earlier times, this was less usual. And back then, one of the most important road rules that every driver needed to know was that approaching an intersection, they had to give way to traffic on their right. In fact, this is still the rule under the Queensland road rules. It's just that it's now much less common, at least in the cities and major towns, to encounter an intersection which does not have signs. In this case, the applicant, Sibley, was driving towards an intersection in Western Australia. He slowed down and looked to his right to check that he could lawfully enter the intersection. He did not look to the left until pretty late, and therefore did not see Caius's car approaching quickly from that direction. Sibley moved out into the intersection, Caius was unable to pull up in time, and there was a collision. The trial judge found that the accident was all Caius's fault. He had driven into the intersection at speed and had not given way to his right. On appeal, however, the Court of Appeal and then the High Court both agreed that even though Sibley had entered the intersection lawfully, that did not necessarily mean that he had not been negligent. Regardless of who was right or wrong as a matter of traffic law, each driver had an overriding responsibility to avoid colliding with cars being driven by other drivers, even drivers who were doing the wrong thing. The court said, the common law duty to act reasonably in all the circumstances is paramount. The failure to take reasonable care in given circumstances is not necessarily answered by reliance upon the expected performance by the driver of the give-way vehicle of his obligations under the regulations. For there is no general rule that in all circumstances a driver can rely upon the performance by others of their duties, whether derived from statutory sources or from the common law. From this case, we learn that the duty of care of a driver on the road is a duty to avoid accidents, and not merely a duty to comply with the letter of the road rules. A driver can drive lawfully and yet still drive negligently.